Lollipop.
Gross.
But welcome back to Longbox Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs and a lot of news pulled from the Longbox and other websites. I am D. This is
E.
That is
Jay.
We are here under a self-quarantine at the house, having fun. We're not bored yet because we got a lot of stuff to do. We have not had any problems with boredom.
Like a million comic books to read.
Wow, you have to work at home? Crazy.
Not quite a million, but you know, we have a lot, so we don't really have to worry about going out and getting comic books because I've got probably about 2,000 to read sitting here. So you know, we're okay. And then I read them, and then he reads them.
I might read them. I don't know.
I have definitely read them as well.
Now, we did make a comic run yesterday. We got all
done,
cleaned up, and we got all prepped and dressed and hazmat suits, and we got the
comic run.
We got some.
It was more just grocery run.
Purell.
It wasn't just comics.
Yeah, we had to go get groceries.
It was essentials.
Too.
It was essentials. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I hope everybody's doing okay with this whole coronavirus thing.
Yeah.
I know I get to work from home because, you know, I normally do that anyway.
I get to work from home. It's amazing.
I still don't work, but I'm homeschooled, so I just do
all
the time.
My other son gets a month off paid, so he gets to stay home and do nothing.
Ooh.
So it's getting to the point where we're getting to see each other way too much.
Yeah.
We can't. He and I cannot share the same office.
No.
He's on the phone way too much and interrupts my Netflix, and I just I can't have that. So you know, we have that kind of thing, and then we have the whole trying to get stuff from the store. We heard a store two towns down had TP. So one of the things we did, hey, we go down there. It's near the comic shop. We can go ahead and head down. So we went there, and there was one lady with a pallet of toilet paper, and we were able to get some toilet paper. And then by the time we were going through shopping, grabbing some, you know, cans and you know like canned food, stuff like that, we saw a line of people trying to get toilet paper.
At least 30.
And they were not all going to get toilet paper. It was just crazy. So we went through and actually went, okay, let's do some grocery shopping. You know, if the state here in Florida does a mandatory lockdown, which there are people pushing for that. You know,
yeah.
I mean, we're next after California, New York, maybe Texas.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of cases, and so if they go for a mandatory lockdown, food might get even more scarce. And so we were okay. We'll grab a couple more canned food, enough for the 6 of us and the dogs and the cat, and so we went, and it was like empty. And the one thing we have really come to understand in this crisis situation is there's 2 things people don't like. And even in an emergency situation, they will not change. Gluten-free and wheat. Hey, Mark Spector. So they're looking to lock down Rhode Island this week. And see, I don't know. There's one of our Secretary of Commerce, something like that, Agriculture is really pushing for a statewide lockdown. So I don't know how that's going to turn out. I know, you know, I am glad we have a pull out back that we can get in and just kind of relax and chill out, and we got enough room in the house to separate and not be in each other's faces constantly. But still, the grocery store. I mean, we're talking Walmart packed with people, and the shelves were basically empty. I mean, their collards were still on the shelf. No green beans, no corn. Collards were still there.
You gotta love them collards.
Collard greens. That we see, they had wheat noodles, gluten-free. The whole gluten-free shelf. Why Walmart has a whole shelf exclusively of gluten-free, and nobody's grabbing it
For the 3 people that buy it.
This dude passed the gluten-free and just started loading his cart full of Peeps.
Oh.
Marshmallow chickens. He's like, I'd rather eat marshmallow chickens than gluten-free stuff. Oh, my soul. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff going out there. So, hopefully everybody's staying safe and everybody's, got the stuff they need.
Don't Mad
Because
Max
in the
it.
apocalypse, peeps.
Peeps, man. I was
You
like,
never know.
I stopped for a second and went, does he know something I don't know? Should I be getting peeps too?
Peeps are the things that kill the coronavirus.
Then I got a glance at myself in a reflection. I'm like, no, don't need peeps. I'm a peep. I'm already a marshmallow man. So we did go down to the comic book store.
What's up, Spirit?
Hey, Spirit Hero, how you doing, man? So we did go to the comic book store. I did grab. These are the new ones I got because they're actually happen to be on the top of the sack. I got 2 other boxes in here of stuff that we wanted to show. But we're not going to end up showing it all because we actually got a lot to talk about. A lot more to talk about than we normally do. Mark Spector's here.
LCS closing?
No, I haven't seen that yet. Is that your LCS, Mark? Closing?
Good grief.
And that's one of
the things.
That's one of the things is that we were going to talk about is the end of the small business. I mean, if you're locked down, you can't have people coming into the store and buying stuff, right?
No.
3 near me. Geez. And so when you're locked down, you can't have people coming and buying stuff. And so if you're locked down for 2 to 3 weeks, I mean, most small business, especially comic shops,
can't afford that.
Live like paycheck to paycheck. So when you don't have a paycheck for 2 weeks, you're screwed. And when you don't have a paycheck for 4 weeks, you're done. You're gone. And like my comic store, I talked to them yesterday. They're actually going into 2 options. They're going to reduce their hours down to just in the middle of the day, sometime in the middle of the day. And we have 2 options that we can do. Either they'll mail it to us, or we can drive up and they'll come out with our books and hand it to us, and we pay by credit card or PayPal or whatnot. All the malls nearly closed. So tons of small businesses are closed temporarily. My son works at Starbucks, and they're thinking about closing for the month. What's nice is on the other side we have Publix, which is a big grocery store, who is actually taking furloughed workers and using them as grocery delivery people. So I mean, there are things happening, but I think we're seeing a new normal.
I hope not, but it's definitely has that possibility to become that.
Unless this is going to force more small businesses into the internet and out of a brick and mortar.
I heard one guy talking. He's like, the way to keep your comic store open is just live stream on Zoom the entire day.
Like, I mean,
people are going to join.
Yeah. If you have a live stream, people talk to you, have the conversation. But we'll look at all these YouTube channels we have on for comics. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah. And I think we're going to have more of this. Pop-up shops on YouTube. We're going to have maybe people are going to be moving into the flea market more. We're going to have more people selling comics online because I think.
I mean, if it doesn't get better, you either adapt or you die. It like you have to do something if you want to.
Darwinism.
And that's the way it's going to come up. So, which would you prefer if you had to choose between comic book drive up or home delivery?
Home delivery.
That's because we're lazy.
And in
it's efficient.
Well, it's efficient. I mean, we are 40 minutes away from the closest comic book shop.
Yeah.
It's hard to get down there and grab your comics and get back. And so it'd be nice if they mailed it. But then now we're talking about, can you mail it to me on Tuesday so I'll get it by Wednesday? Are we talking that? Are we talking Wednesday and then I won't get it till Thursday, maybe Friday? And then you run the chance of your book getting damaged and all this kind of stuff. So, I think I would probably go mail because of how the distance that we live.
Yeah.
Because if our store closes down here, I'm going to have to go mail anyway because any other shop is way too far away. But let's go through some of the stuff we picked up yesterday because I thought these looked pretty cool. I had not seen these before, but I know they're out there. All right, so this was the Batman and Robin Futures End. Now, if I can. All right, so it's lenticular.
Ooh.
That is cool.
And so I know with the glare it's kind of hard. So you got that, and then you got Batman, then you got Bat Robot. I don't know what that is, but that looked really cool.
It looks like it's coming through pretty well.
Yeah, and Mark, we got a lot of small businesses around here that are shutting down because there's not enough business. People are not out. Now, we also live in Florida where a lot of people are just out being stupid. I mean, there was like a ton
people stupid in Florida?
There was a ton of people on the beach the other day.
No!
You know, people in Florida like stupid go together. I mean, there's a reason they call it Florida Man.
Florida man tries to burn house down with spaghetti sauce.
Yep. So here is Futures in Aquaman. So we have this version where he's kneeling to Mira. And we have this version where she's like, kill him. Off with his head.
Off with his head.
I love you, my redheaded queen. You disgust me. All right. So they got that one. And then we got new 52 Futures in Batman Detective Comics.
Yeah, and with those small comic stores closing,
so you can see you can see the raindrops there, but then the Riddler disappears, and then he comes back. Riddle me this, Batman. Where did I go?
I'm definitely gonna miss the conversations we have.
If a Riddler kills in a forest but no one hears, did he really kill?
Yes, the body's there to prove it.
Is there somebody dead? All right, what were we gonna say? E?
Yesterday we were talking about Hero. Well, a game we're playing. I completely just blanked on the name.
Oh, Neo?
Yeah.
We had an entire 10, 20-minute conversation about Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah. We stopped at the comic store and we're talking about Neo, the new. I don't know if you play video games. I love Neo. Hey, Just Regan, how you doing, man? Nah, we're good. Like I said, we're just chatting, so it's not a big deal. But I did see your show; it was hilarious. And I would not want to be in quarantine with Harley Quinn either. And I'm sorry, Rod, but I chose Giovanni because I think he can help me get in shape. But yeah, I mean, we go in the comic book store, we talk about Neo, we talk about comics, we talk about video games, and we're having a conversation about different loadouts on all the different weapon types. Love that kind of stuff.
And that's what you want from your comic stores, the ability to talk with other nerds and other geeks about things you nerd out about. And I mean, that's why they're there.
And if you're going to be stuck in quarantine, you want a guy that can help you do workout. It's going to motivate me not to eat yo-yo, donuts, Swiss rolls, Peeps.
It's also food. Well, no, but it's terrible food conservation because now you're having to eat a ton of food in order to actually work out and have carbs.
I have plenty of extra fat and sugars to burn. And then we picked up Batman Gotham. Now all of these that I picked up were $1. So Batman Gates of Gotham. I have not seen this before either.
Huh.
The secret history of Gotham City begins here.
How much of that is still accurate, do you think?
I don't know because it's probably all changed by now. So there's now a new secret history. The unrevealed secret history. All right. Then we picked up this one.
Which
Batman Grindel.
Looks cool. I have no idea what it's about.
It looks like they mixed Batman with Neo. All right, so let me...
Which totally works, by the way.
You've seen Samurai Batman?
I think I have.
Dude, there was a Samurai Spider-Man in that comic book store in Virginia. That was cool.
The art kind of...
It's very...
Not my style. But there is a ninja in it, so that's always cool. All right, so Batman Grindel, pick that up.
3 pieces of tape, goodness.
I know, they want to make sure this one's safe. All right, Devil's Riddle.
Speaking of, while we were at the comic shop, I found out X-Force 5 was the first a cameo appearance of Apocalypse.
Yes, that is true.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard to find.
Yeah.
But, yeah, first appearance of Apocalypse was X Factor, number 5. All right, then we picked up this one, Excalibur #2. That helps complete some of my run. I was missing that.
I want to see an Excalibur series now.
Excalibur has some great bubble covers. What have you done with Kitty? And the dude there's like, and holding up the uniform. Then we have Extraordinary X-Men.
With this lockdown, I think we're gonna have a
14.
lot more time to do more runs, to more story arc reviews, because we're not out getting our comics.
Maybe. I mean, there's only a couple of you here, but how many of you actually like the comic reviews? The comic story arc stuff that we were doing. Because I get the impression that it's not that popular.
Yeah, compared to the live streams, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, we do them because we like them, but it just doesn't seem to be that popular at the moment or at all ever. So the other one, Excalibur 122.
Okay.
Excalibur 102. And then this is Jonathan Hickman. I'm slowly getting all of these. East of West, number 24. And then East of West, number 2. So I'm slowly getting this series as I find them. It's not something I'm actively looking for, but it's stuff you find every so often. And this was a nice, good one. The Avengers, number 240. The Mystery of Jessica Drew. The Ghost of Spider-Woman. So this is one I was missing. And this is cool because that is Spider-Woman in the bed. You have old-fashioned She-Hulk. Look at that. The real Captain Marvel. What are you guys laughing at?
Oh, I'm messing with them.
And I'm not sure who that dude is. Right. Then we got Batman, Son of Damien. I have not read this one yet either. I got number 3 and number 4. Batman, Son of Damien. 4. And this is Adam Kubert.
Yeah, that's the same face I made.
Oh, you have it backwards.
Adam Kubert. I love Adam Kubert stuff, man. Look at that. And then the flames roll into bats as they roll up.
That's actually really cool.
I mean, can you see that? The embers float up and they look like bats. It is very cool stuff.
So Batman just has a presence where things around him become bats.
Bat-ish.
It's his superpower where things just magically become bat-like.
He's actually throwing out regular ninja stars,
And
but when they
there's
come
more.
out,
But when
it
they
looks like a
come out-
batarang.
All right, so coming up with the way, because of the whole coronavirus and the way things are going and the way small businesses are going, there was a talk when people went to the summit, the Creator Summit, or the Store Summit, whatever it was, that there was actually two or three different companies there that had something called a comic vending machine that kind of worked the way Redbox did.
Yeah.
So I think this is actually interesting, and it might be one of the ways that small businesses are pushed into that way of not having a storefront, but putting a vending machine in the 7-Eleven or the Circle K or the Walgreens, out front of the Walgreens or the CVS. And as a small business guy, I could actually buy 4 or 5 machines for my town, put them in multiple places, depending on how much they cost, but they're probably going to be less together than a storefront. The rent on the store, the electric, the insurance, all these things that you have to cover on a store. If you get rid of all that and you just buy 4 or 5 machines, and then you rent the space from Walgreens or, work a deal with them, and you rent the machine, and then you just, if it's computerized enough where you can actually go in, I can go to the website and create a pull list.
Yeah.
And then
associate it with your ID.
With my ID, with my phone number, with my credit card. And then I can just go to the store that I assign it to which one of the machines I want to go to. I got to go to Walgreens this week, put it in the Walgreens machine. And then I go down there, I slide my card and it knows I have 6 books, and it puts them together, sends it out the chute. I take it. They're all bagged and boarded already. I don't mind paying a little extra to have them all bagged and boarded for me. They're in the machine bag and board, and all the owners got to do is go in and put the books in for the pull that's inside this machine. then put in some of the popular books that he knows is going to sell, and you go to all the different machines during the day that week, one time a week. And then everything else is back issue, you sell it online. But one time a week, you run through and maybe you can actually check on your phone, right? You get your phone. How's the inventory running in all the machines? Oh, I'm down on that book. I have some more in my box right here, and run back around, fill it back up.
Yeah, that book is popular.
I mean, I think that it's like something like this can force changes in the economy that we weren't expecting, but people are going like, "Ooh, that's kind of cool," but I don't know if I want to make that step. Something like this can actually force those changes to happen. Yeah. And maybe a small business doesn't have to go out of business; they just change.
And the thing is, I think it's a wise move. Especially, there's two parts to a comic store. One, you get your comics, right?
Yep.
That's how you get your comics. But two is Oh, can you not hear me? Is that a problem? Okay. But the second thing is it's the atmosphere. Well, with Twitch and with YouTube, you get that atmosphere. You get that community.
Right.
A large part is you can go and find guys and people on the internet who you can talk with about different ideas. But still got to find a solution for that comics, and it's going to save you a whole lot of money when you're not having to run brick and mortar,
especially in the long term,
because it's so expensive.
Right. So now, would you guys care to use a comic vending machine? Would that be something that you're like, or like, well? I actually think it's kind of cool. We get the camaraderie, we get the conversation that we have it here. Yeah. And we could do it. We could do Twitch streams. We could do live streams on YouTube. We can have those conversations and talk and have fun like we do at a comic book store.
Yeah.
And then, I can go pick up my books today. It's Wednesday. I can go there and pick up my books. And I still have that ability where I don't have to wait for it to be mailed in. It should help with damages. Maybe things aren't going to get damaged in the mail. Like, we know things tend to do now when you get something shipped.
Well, yeah, because it's still going through the same channels. You have your pull list already. They just know, hey, look, this person's pull list already put in the inventory in the machine for you. It's not having to go through a mailed system to your house. It's getting delivered to the guy, and the guy's putting it in the machine. Yeah.
So that's some cool stuff. Let us know in the chat or in the comments later if you're watching this on replay. What do you think of a comic book vending machine, like a bread box? Would you use it? Would you care to use it, or do you like? No, I'd rather not. I think you put that thing out there and you have pictures of the comics coming out and it's on the screen, and as a kid walks by, like, I want a comic. It's like the old school circular rack.
Yeah.
New school. I think it has some possibilities, especially with the way things are going, man. Hey, M True Skills, how you doing, man? So, comic book vending machine. Yay or nay? I'm a yay.
Yeah, I'm a yay, because that would be a lot easier and cheaper in the long term for especially the small businesses.
I think it's a wise decision, unless you have plenty of cash flow and you can keep open a physical store. Otherwise, you've got to find a way to move.
And it's even more difficult with a physical store, because that's in one location that stays in that location until it is torn down. With these vending machines, you can.
Oh, so Mr. New Warriors fan.
I'm True Skills. Are you a New Warriors fan? Because I have some things to say. Hey, Nick, how you doing, man? Nick, the comic nerd, is joining us.
Yeah, if it does get damaged, then it's gonna be like,
and that's one thing. If you can put it in a hard sleeve of some sort, where it will slide through there. But it has to be disposable, so it has to be cheap enough that the guy that's putting the books in the vending machine won't lose them. But I'm not talking folded books. So if you put them in like this into the vending machine, and the thing grabs it like this and slides it out.
Jukebox desk.
It's like a jukebox. And you can put it into the container, and it comes out in a maybe. I don't know. I think there's a possibility there. But I've seen things fold it in the mail. That would just.
I saw a mailman. Dude took a Gemini, folded it in half, and put it in the mailbox.
Shoved it in the mailbox. Yeah, not cool.
Huh.
So Yeah. Hey, you're there won't be if there's enough vending machines around the city. I'll just look for the one that Nick is using and go, yeah, that's when I'm going to use the one over there. That way I don't have to wait in line.
Yeah, that's the benefit. It's not one store. It's 5 or 6 in multiple different locations.
And so in my town, there would be 6 different machines, right? I mean, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Or, I mean, honestly, for the most part, like, you could feel like, I mean, just thinking about it, if you have a pool for each person, just put it in like a box of some kind. So this is this person's pool. It gets brought out
in one Gemini mail.
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
Go. That might actually be a good thing. So give my pool and it just comes out in a Gemini mailer.
Now you can still browse for the new stuff, but yeah,
that'd be cool. I mean, that's a good idea. All right, so on to the new Warriors. I'm Two Skills. You have brought it up. I am glad to hear that you're not. I love the new Warriors. The old New Warriors. I got the first appearance when it came out on the shelf, when it was on the rack, Thor 411 and 412. I bought those books when they first came out. I like these dudes. This was great. It had Nova in it. It had, they brought the, all these different characters together. Night Thrasher, Namorita. They had all these characters, Firestar. Speedball was kind of goofy. And they put it all together on a team, and I'm like, I like how this team works. And I bought the first New Warriors book. I had a complete run. I lost it somewhere. I'm rebuilding it now. And then I hear New Warriors is coming back, and I see the top of the advertisement. I'm like, yes, look at Night Thrashers there. And then you roll to the bottom.
It's the new Warriors.
And it's the new Warriors.
Trailblazer!
All right, chill out. So
no sleeping.
But the problem is, not talking about anything specific or any groups of people. But if you look at the New Warriors, the new Warriors appears to be no, spoof comedy satire.
Yeah.
It appears to be satire.
It just
when you look at the names, Snowflake and Safe Space and Screen Time and Be Negative, a goth kid whose name Be Negative, and because he's a vampire, it appears to be satire, but I don't think that is what the writer is intending.
Yeah,
and we had this conversation, Jay and I, and so I don't like that. I don't like satire. I want something that's straightforward, fight, battle. What they're doing, to me, is like in your face to a certain group of people because you don't like this group of people. And it just seems like the book is meant to pit 2 groups of people against each other for no other reasons, because we just want to reclaim the words. None of that nonsense. Write a book that's good, that has a good story, good action, good character development, a good team, and I don't care what they are or how they are. I'll read it.
Of course, we have no idea. It may turn out to be okay, but like it feels satire. I will say, Be Negative is probably the closest name to having some wit to it, because I'm like it does have a double meaning, but
and come on, internet gas.
Yeah, it like right off the bat, it does not sound like it has a interesting or coherent.
And I don't like Dora the Explorer when she was a little
Dora
kid.
Jokes.
I don't want a Dora Explorer teenager. I didn't like the Dora Explorer movie. I mean,
that one was funny.
The whole thing is like, no.
She has a knife?
No.
Of course she has a knife.
You've basically just ruined the New Warriors for me. I'm not buying it unless somebody reviews it. It's like, this is fantastic. I didn't buy any of the, I didn't buy surprised. I don't buy other satire books. I don't buy books on the left. I don't buy books on the right that are intended to make fun of other groups. I don't care. I want a good book that's written well, good art, good action. That's what I want. And the New Warriors doesn't seem to fit that bill for me, even though I like the team. I'm a no, hard pass.
For now, yeah.
You guys agree with me? I know that came off pretty strong.
It's just, I mean, when you were explaining it to me, I would have sworn up and down that it was satire.
No, he was screaming, "That is satire!" And he's like,
everything.
"No,
about
it's not.
It's just satire, but it's unintended satire, which is never a good story. If you're unintentionally being the thing that you're made fun of for, it's just not a good story.
No. And so, I mean, and it doesn't seem to be a story there. It just seems to be a one point. We're going to stick it to one group. We're this group. I'm going to stick it to that group. That's not a good story to me. You know, you can have character problems within the story that, you know, maybe different groups, and you're in the middle and you're kind of explaining the two groups and the sides and how they conflict. I get that. That can be a good story. But this just seems to be, I'm going to flick you in the nose. That's what this book looks like to me.
We should, and I don't know if it's been done, it probably has, just find examples of stories done like that well, where it's people from different ideas and political spectrums. I think Watchmen's is a very dystopian example of it, where each of the
we had a good one with Wolverine and Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Should I go in and kill them? I need to. And Nightcrawler's like, well, we really shouldn't do that because it's not good to kill. And we had this conversation about killing in self-defense versus killing in murder. And we had this conversation. And when is it okay? When is it not okay?
And Nightcrawler and Wolverine are very different people on that topic.
Yeah, it's very easy to make fun of their untrue skills. It's because, yeah. But there's some more. But let's go on to some more comic reviews.
We gotta get high.
All right, so I have not seen this before, and I picked it up yesterday for $1. Codename Assassin, number 1 or number 11. Codename Assassin. We're safe. That assassin guy would have to walk on water to get us now, and apparently he can.
Or running it.
So I've not actually seen this before, but it looked interesting. It was for $1. Then I got a one-shot, the Dark Reign, the List, Wolverine, I guess.
I'm not a fan of that cover, I'll be honest.
It's very, very, it's like a painted cover.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's somebody's thing. It's just not mine.
I'm not sure who the dude is with the gauntlets.
Huh.
I know we got Wolverine in the front. We got Phantom X. But
Wolverine looking like a goth kid.
Yeah, he went ahead and put on the dark eyeshadow, put it underneath. You know, where
his claws blue.
It looks like it. All right. Then I picked up this, and I've not read this one before. Lady Bullseye. It's Daredevil number 112 by Brubaker.
It's B Negative's cousin.
Yeah, Lady Bullseye. This looks like a really interesting story. We've got some dude with a spider mask. I don't know who that is.
Spider mask.
So some dude with a spider mask. We've got Daredevil and we got Iron Fist, and then we got Lady Bullseye, who's got horns drawn above her eyes, and then the little red dot. I don't know why she has red dots. Maybe it was the first punchline. So here's Daredevil. The next issue, Daredevil 113.
She always hits her mark.
And these covers are actually pretty good. And then we got Daredevil 114. It looks like Stick and Daredevil are fighting a bunch of ninjas.
There's a lot of ninjas this week.
Well, that's Daredevil's MO is just fighting ninjas.
Lady Bullseye. So Daredevil, Man Without Fear, number 115.
Ooh.
This one, look at that.
Oh, just crush that.
He just got hit with all those cards, and you can see the blood coming. That looks very cool. So these all look really good to me. And then Daredevil 117.
Ooh, Daredevil shaking hands
with the Kingpin. What is going on?
That's an interesting plot point.
Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. And they're like in a graveyard?
See, here's the thing. I don't think Kingpin. I think Kingpin would be absolutely okay with making deals with Daredevil. I don't think Daredevil's absolutely adverse to it.
Daredevil's about protecting Hell's Kitchen, and he'll make a deal with whoever he has to protect the people that are there. I have no doubt about that. And then we got Daredevil 21. This was by Charles Soule. And then Daredevil's in the black and red costume.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think that maybe Luke Cage and Jennifer Jones or Jessica Jones.
I like that cover, and it feels very anime to me for some reason.
It's got an anime look to it.
Because the fist is bigger than Luke Cage.
Daredevil 22. He's back in the red. And
with his 8-pack?
Looks like he's taken the oath. Yeah, how did he get an 8-pack? Did he get 2 free?
His buy 6 get 2 free.
Well, when you can't see.
Daredevil 23. Back in the red, back in the black and red.
You never got into Daredevil? Dude's dope.
You know, I didn't either. Until I read The Fall from Grace. And then I started reading Zdarsky's run. Zdarsky's run has been fantastic with Daredevil. I love it.
Hey, were those after the Netflix series?
Yes.
Question. Why do you think that was? I mean, other than, like, I know for you specifically, it wasn't like because of the bad movie. You were buying comics at the time.
It's because Daredevil is a solo character.
Is it just not something you ever saw?
I tend to buy just teams.
Yeah.
So Daredevil wasn't on any of the major
New Warriors,
teams.
Justice League.
Yeah, no,
Avengers,
he wasn't.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, Avengers, X-Men, all the X-Men, X-Force, X-Factor, Excalibur, no, all the X-Men, Fantastic
if it
Four,
starts with X, he's
Avengers,
probably
Justice League, Teen Titans, the New Warriors. So I tended to buy teams. So Daredevil wasn't on any team. It was a dude who was blind that was a ninja that fought common crooks. Okay, I buy Spider-Man. I get that same thing. You know, I didn't really buy Captain America. I didn't really buy The Thing. I didn't really buy Iron Man. Don't care for Iron Man at all. It's just a dude in a metal suit. I don't care. But that's
with
that's
a few complicated daddy issues, but
and drinking and heart problems. All right, so Daredevil 24. That dude has got what?
Ooh.
A hammer and
a gavel.
A gavel? That's a gavel.
That's a
Is
gavel.
that Tombstone? Maybe.
The judge, jury, and executioner.
Justice is blind.
And then Daredevil 25.
Totally looks like Tombstone.
Daredevil 25. We got Daredevil with the American flag at the Capitol building. Yeah, I like his combat boots, right? The red combat boots.
Those are cool.
All right, so we're done with that stack. We are now on to the next thing. Okay. The end of the movie theaters.
Oh, I thought you were going with the other one first.
So, again, with the coronavirus, we have a lot of small businesses shutting down, but we actually have a lot of big businesses that are shutting down. What's it? Bloodshot.
Yeah, the movie.
The movie with Vin Diesel. And so I think that came out like right before all the movie theaters shut down. And basically, they've lost all the money that they would have made. Not that they would have made a lot, but they lost all the money they would have made because the movie theaters are shut down, that nobody can sit there and watch it.
Yeah. To be fair, everything I've heard about it hasn't been good news. But
I would have watched it.
Yeah.
Or pirated it. But I would have watched. No, just kidding. I wouldn't have done that. I would have watched it.
Because that's illegal.
Either in theater. I probably wouldn't have gone to theater. I probably would have waited to come to DVD. And I would have watched it. And then I heard the announcement they're coming out to an early release, like in March on DVD. Into March.
And Universal's doing it for a ton of movies.
Now, if we're all shut down for a month, we have a movie release schedule. Are they going to just hold all these movies for a month?
No. Well, they some of them maybe, but
I mean, some of them could. But
it's so hard to get you'd have to reschedule around other movies at that point.
What we're thinking and what we think might happen, and we wouldn't be opposed to seeing, is that movie theaters have the ability to stream their movies now. And if they can hook up either with like a Netflix or Hulu or an Amazon, or create their own platform like Disney did, where if they can hook it up and say, hey, pay $30 to watch the movie one time, you can have as many people in the living room as you want, we'll stream it. And then, maybe we'll include an incentive that if you want to buy the movie, we'll give you
another $10.
15% off, whatever, when you actually purchase the digital movie for your library.
The theater itself or the producing company?
The producing company.
Okay.
Theaters are gone.
Yeah. I just
Theaters are just the middleman.
especially like a couple producers are doing it now where it's going straight to home where you can rent it right now even though it's a new movie. If it does well, like theaters are gone. It's just.
I mean, we saw it in the hotel where they were still in theater. Now it was at the end of their theater life, but they were still in theater and they were showing it. You can rent it.
Yeah.
If you do that now, where we're gonna have a big release and we have the big release date, and you see the countdown clock on your Netflix, you go ahead and purchase the ticket, and I think you may get more people watching movies from home and pay the $30 price. We already have piracy.
Yeah.
And then they can DLM it so you can't record so it can now they do it with rentals. You can't piracy now, they're videotaping what's there, and then DVD they're ripping it and putting it out. But if you stream that, it'd be a little bit harder for them to capture that. Well, there still will be piracy, but we have piracy now.
That's the thing, exactly. Is it's going to stop early piracy because people can't record something that's in a movie theater.
Yep.
That's not available to the public. And once it hits the internet, it's been pirated. It's going to be every single time, because if you can download it, you have it. And
why would you pirate it when you can pay $30 that day it released and watch it at home?
Yeah.
You'll still have pirating. It's still going to happen. I don't think it'll be any worse. I think it may actually be better. And that may actually help that issue that we're having with that. But, a lot of movies coming straight to video on demand, coming straight to streaming it, coming straight to actually being able to rent the video, watch the movie at the early release, $30 from Amazon or something like that. I would do it. I don't know about you guys. So who out there would rather, go to the theater and watch it? Now, I think that may still be a niche.
Yeah.
Where, you get the surround sound, you get the super large screen.
Yeah, because not everyone has built-in speakers or.
You get the nice, comfortable seats, maybe a dine-in movie type thing. I think there'll still be a niche market, but I think most of your theaters, if you get a lockdown, the longer this goes, the more likely movie producers are going to find another stream of revenue.
Yeah,
and people are going to like it because they wanted it anyway. And you're going to get a swap because it's just going to be a change. Yeah, they're not going to go back.
Anyone with kids knows how difficult it is to get in the movie and stay there.
Yes. Can you imagine Frozen coming out? Frozen 3, right? That night, man, we got it. Because my daughter will want to watch it. Night it's out. We're paying $30. We're sitting down together. We're eating popcorn. We're watching it. And then I'm buying it, sucker, because so she can watch it all the time. She can download it to her iPhone and watch it anytime she wants to watch it. They've already made $30 out of me, where if it was in the theater, I'd be like, sorry, baby, you're going to have to wait till it comes to DVD. And they only get the $15 they get from the DVD. Now they get $30 right away and the $12 because they gave me a discount. Yeah. So they made more money off of me for that movie than they would have. So I see some benefits to it. I do see, somebody's going to, I think it may cut down some of the video camera piracy. I think digitalizing, they're going to have to be more protective on how they stream it, how they lock it down, how they try to protect it from being copied or recorded or ripped. We'll see. But I think the longer this goes, I think the more movie theaters are just.
I honestly think if movie theaters want to stay in business, they have to change. Like absolutely doing the more the specialty movie theaters where you can eat in and it's more of like a date night thing.
Yeah,
I like that'll still be doing stuff. I would love to see if more theaters did like a game night where you hook up a station to it and you play Smash or something like that.
I would love to go into
rent a theater,
go into a big theater and do your games we did out here.
Yeah,
Jackbox, whatever, games,
Jackbox,
where you have dinner and you do trivia
and like that'll. I know some of them do it already where you can rent it out, but making that more of a big thing of. This is more of specialty equipment that's why you're paying for it, is to have that screen, have those seats, have that surround sound. That's why you're going to theaters at all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to cost. It would cost a lot of money if you can actually rent a theater. But I see industry changing. I see a lot of changes that we've been talking about, the possibilities there but to make the leap, people are going really slow. Well, when something like this happens, the leap you have a huge leap in technology like that.
Well, you either leap or you fall.
You remember? I mean, when the light bulb was created, it wasn't until like the World's Fair where they lit everything, and then people were like, "I want that," and then they had to lay all that down. I think it was Chicago. They had to lay all this electrical lines all through the city immediately. But then all the houses had the ability to get to it. I mean, candle makers, done. Lamp lighter guys that went around and lit the lamps, done. I mean, it was gone. I mean, they were almost overnight. They wiped out that whole industry because of electricity and because of the World's Fair and the things that they did. So it's going to be something like that. This kind of thing that happens could cause that force of change in our market. All right, and then we're going to flip over to our last topic.
Last
topic, and then we'll show a couple more comics that we got from a previous haul, because we still have like 5-6 boxes of things that we haven't actually gone through yet. I showed you guys. So Children of the Atom is another new comic book that's launching from Marvel.
Yay, because that's what we need. Another book coming out from Marvel.
I don't think that's a problem. Just make a good book.
And Marvel puts out like 90 books. That is a problem. They're flooding the shelves. And they're make good books. Make 20 good books, and they'll all sell, and you'll make money. You make 90 mediocre books, then they're not all going to sell. You're not, and people will lose interest and like, why am I looking through this trash? And then it becomes so noisy that you don't know what's the good, what's the bad. Dawn of X, when they released 2 books, I'm like, fantastic. And then it was going to split into 4. Then it became 6. And then they had Giant Size on top of it. And then now they're spinning out and they got Wolverine in. And now we have all these single, and then now they have Children of the Atom. All right. Now I don't get all the Dawn of X books anymore because it's just too much. It's too much money,
and they're all $4 each.
And some of them are like really crappy, and they're $4 each. So I'm looking at Children of Atom. Is it a good story?
I mean, well, we saw a roll of toilet paper for $100.
What defines a good story?
It depends, like what you take out of stories, but you generally want you want drama, you want tension, and you want resolution.
I think the first thing you need is an interesting character.
Interesting, relatable character.
Interesting is relatable, right? I mean, you need an interesting character.
You can get away with having a very generic character if you have an interesting plot.
But that makes the character interesting.
Yeah, an ordinary character going through an insane plot.
Like a detective noir.
That makes it interesting.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You're interested in what's happening to that character.
Yes.
It's an interesting character. There's way too many amateur seals. It's to watch them all. It's just way too many. But with Children of Atom specifically, interesting characters. Cyclops used to be interesting. Jean Grey used to be interesting. Iceman used to be interesting. The original team when they began with X Factor, interesting. Original team was interesting. X Factor was interesting when they swapped back to X-Men and Uncanny X-Men in the 90s, 92. Interesting. I loved it. Then this is taking the.
So just to be clear, Children of the Atom is basically the regular people. Just they put them all into a gender identity randomizer.
They took Cyclops, Jean Grey, Archangel, and Gambit. And maybe there's another one, Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
They just took the character Cyclops, made him female and gay, and then they took Nightcrawler and made him Asian, and then they took Jean Grey and made her a him, and then big dude, and then they did, and it was like, okay, that is not interesting. 1, that's not interesting. 2, it's not new.
We've read it all already.
That's my biggest problem with it. And of course, we don't know anything about the story really at all. But my biggest problem with it is it's not new characters. It's you're recreating a character. You're changing an existing character. The new Warriors has new characters.
Has new characters.
It's like credit to them. As much as I think it might
Sadly,
be satire,
we're not.
It's a new character.
No, I'm True Skills. We are not joking. They are called the sidekicks of the originals.
Yeah.
They are exactly the same power sets. If they had been chimeras, where it had been a mix of a couple different people,
that would be an interesting character.
And them trying to learn
license.
and them trying to learn how to deal with the two different power sets, and they become sidekicks to the original two.
Okay.
Or like
I understand
mentor.
Batman and Robin. Robin's very similar to Batman in power set because they're both humans. They don't have powers.
And they're trained. But if you're a chimera where you have, let's say, Jean Grey's power and Colossus's power, and your mentor would be Colossus and Jean Grey, I get that. And you're having to deal with this ability that you have. You're now a chimera, whole new species in a sense, because you're now not only a mutant, but they've edited you, and you're a clone of these two people.
And I think
that would be interesting.
I think if they went with chimeras, nobody would have batted an eye about it.
Nobody.
Being a different gender. But you took the same power set, dressed them up the exact same, and called it a day.
You just took Cyclops and made him a girl. That's not interesting. It's not new. It's not. If you had taken Cyclops power set and you put it with another like Nightcrawler, and you made a chimera out of the two, and then you have
that sounds good.
And then you make her a lesbian female. I don't care. And she could teleport around, zapping people. I'd be like, yes, I love that. I would have watched that. I would have been, that's fantastic. That's great. A chimera like that, I'd have been like, and then having to learn to deal with that. And then suddenly she mutates a little bit more, where she gets more of the Nightcrawler. She gets the tail. Never had a tail before. Now all of a sudden she's got a tail. Imagine having to deal with that, or having to wear the visor, where suddenly that kicks in, where you can't go without a visor, or maybe not a visor, maybe a different type of quartz, or maybe you have to wear something else, and that a visor doesn't work, that you have to completely blindfold yourself. There's so many different things that we could have done with the story and make it interesting.
And if she blindfolds herself, bamfing would be more difficult.
Yes. So how do you bamf when you can't see?
And from a character's perspective, if they're chimeras, you can take personality traits from the two characters and say, what would happen if you had a very pacifist, very religious Nightcrawler and combine it with a Cyclops who's okay with doing what it takes to get the job done and protect his people?
And you have that internal struggle
yes.
in them as a character. That would have been interesting. What we got was, what if Cyclops was a good girl? No, I don't want to know that. I don't care. Make a new character that's a chimera would been great. Make a different character. If you want to, the whole idea of mutation is that it's random mutation. They don't copy each other. You want something new. You want something different. You want mutations that nature is trying to make sure what would be the best. Has it finally figured out that Cyclops is the best? Now they're all mutants are going to have beam powers.
Gotta say, Cyclops' power set not the best.
Not the best. He's going to die because he can't see.
Colossus and Nightcrawler.
That would be an awesome.
power set. You have to keep the visor on all the time, even when you're in the shower or stupid. All right, so yeah, Children of the Atom. I think it's to me, it's a waste of time. It's a joke. It is a lazy attempt to put out another book that nobody asked for.
Even Chimera idea is a little lazy.
Chimera was a brand new idea by Hickman. Yeah. It was introduced.
Oh no, the idea.
We have not seen it used at all.
We saw one or two books, and then it's gone. And
but still, it's like, what if you mix this and this?
That's
quintessential.
Even if somebody did it on the sly, like Sinister had done it, and now when the egg hatches, they find that they're chimera, and they don't know why. And
what if Doom did it?
You have so many different things that you could have done. A Wolverine and Kitty. Oh, jeez. You phase the claws into them, and then you make. Dude, there's so much that you could have done to make chimeras, and so many different mixtures of power sets and personalities. And then you could have tied it into the original group going, hey, they need to be mentored and helped along. Then we could have had a mystery. How did it happen? Why did it happen? Who did it?
Where did these mutants come from?
Where'd the bad guy? Are we all going to Chimera route? What?
The Chimeras go to a separate island.
The Chimera Island. But there was so much that could have been done other than this lazy writing, its lazy attempt to just take what was already there, change it just slightly, and reprint it. That is how you get around copyright plagiarism. It's just you just switch a little couple words and you turn it in as your own. And the professor's like, "This is still pretty close. You're getting a D." You know, that's what this is. It's plagiarized of the original and trying to, you know, here you go. You eat this crap. I don't want it. I don't need it. I'd rather go back and read the original X-Men. I'll just get the Uncanny X-Men from the old days, from 91, and I'll read new stuff that's awesome and not have to worry about this crap that's being... I am not a fan of that. Okay, sorry. Another hardcore... I just wanted to talk a couple. All right, so did we already cover these?
I don't think so. I don't remember talking about those.
Some of them we did. Some of them we did. All right. I think they got mixed in. We got some.
You want to go with the Doctor Strange books I got?
Oh yes, you have a haul.
We have here. Take this. Jay got a haul too. Let's just do his haul instead.
Make sure.
Wrap this up because we're almost hitting in an hour now.
All right. So when we were at the store, Jay normally, you know, he's a young guy. He doesn't have a lot of money.
Broke.
He's trying to save up for a girlfriend, not to purchase one, just to afford one.
A mail order bread.
And so he doesn't buy a lot of comics. He buys very few. I love you. All right. So he did get a stack of comics while we're down there. So one of his favorite characters is Doctor Strange.
All Doctor Strange.
So we got Doctor Strange 13.
Now some of this is newer, some of this is older. I've read some of the newer stuff, parts of it, so they'd be filling holes. I'm not particularly attached to the new stuff, but
Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme #2.
That's the exact same way our bag was ripped.
So, because I picked it up off the ground, I needed a bag and I lost the bag.
That is the bag.
That's an interesting premise, by the way. So, Doctor Strange has had an eye patch in this. And behind his missing eye was Dormammu. Dormammu was stored behind his missing eye.
Dormammu.
So the premise is...
have you read this already?
I've read parts of this. I got to parts of this. So Dormammu was able to save up enough power, hiding behind the missing eye that Doctor Strange is just wearing an eye patch from. He saved up enough power to take over Doctor Strange's body, and he turned Doctor Strange into a rat. And so now Dormammu is Doctor Strange, controlling Doctor Strange's body, and
nice.
Rat Strange has to find a way to get back. And he has an eye patch.
And like, you know, look at that. That's Dormammu for sure. All right. Then we got Doctor Strange, number 14.
And like I've read a lot of the Last Days.
Is that Santana?
No, that's his assistant for this run.
No, her.
Oh, I have no idea.
That's Santana. I believe Santana is Satan's daughter or something like that.
Probably. I would not be surprised.
And she runs a diner. Doctor Strange, number 2.
Ooh.
There he is with the axe. Is this during the time he had no powers?
I think this is right after Last Days of Magic. I'm almost certain.
Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme, number 3.
Hey, when's the new
that's cool looking.
Strange Academy coming out?
It would be a month from the last one, so number 2 should be coming up.
Oh,
soon.
you guys read the first one?
Yeah.
Was it good?
We have it in the stack over there if you want to read it. It was okay.
I have not touched it.
It had a lot of good Zoomer humor.
Okay.
But it actually hit.
Okay, then I'm gonna have to.
It actually hit well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, even I get it, and it makes sense because they're not sounding totally like. No, it was like, oh, I get that.
Son of a dork dimension.
Yeah. It's Dormammu's kid, and it's like you know, the son of a dork dimension or something like that. I'm like, all right. So, Doctor Strange 21. That's a cool.
It's a good
cover.
one coming from an Asgardian.
Yeah, Asgardian. Yeah, they like a bunch of dad jokes. It's funny. Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, number 4.
And there's Eye Patch Strange.
Eye Patch Strange. You see us.
And yeah, we saw a fight scene at the end, and Strange came in and it's like, "Hey kids, want to help me fight this guy?"
Doctor the Faust Gambit. Doctor Strange the Faust Gambit.
Does he have 2 eye patches there?
No. It's he's wearing Wolverine's eyeshadow. They share.
See, Doctor Strange has always been emo, so it's not really.
Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, number 3. Pandemonium.
Pandemium.
All right, so we had a lot to cover.
Oh, yeah.
A lot, not necessarily news, but more of current events. What's going on with the coronavirus?
In the world at large.
Some new books.
I hope everybody's staying safe out there.
Yeah, not being stupid, guys.
Use the Purell stuff on your hands.
If you can afford it, that stuff is expensive now.
Use it on your hands after you use the gas pump. Stay home if you can. Don't infect your old folks. I haven't seen my mom and my grandmother in 2 weeks. My grandmother's like 87. I'm not going up there to visit.
Yeah, that'd be the last thing.
I don't know if I picked anything up anywhere. I don't know if we've touched something, and
yeah.
I don't even want to take the chance. I call them and I talk to them on the phone. So we're being safe. Hope you all being safe. But we see this as a changing event to a new normal, where work from home is actually more common. Where movie theaters are going to go away. We're going to have more streaming stuff where small businesses have to be able to change into a new environment of delivery. We saw all this DoorDash, Grubhub, all these things that were coming out.
Uber Eats.
But this is going to flip it to where you don't have a dining room. You have a small space and you cook it up and you send it out. It's going to be, we're going to see, I think the longer this goes on, we're going to see that shift to a new model of way of things and business is done. Storefronts are going to be less and less unless it's more of a congregation of people meeting together. I think you're going to see more warehouse stuff. You're going to see all these kind of things.
I want to see more virtual markets.
Oh, virtual.
Yes,
virtual.
Ready Player One it.
Yes.
Where there's just a bunch of
I want this, I want this, I want this, and have it delivered.
You just go to a virtual room in like VR chat or a video game. It's an actual somebody's storefront. It's their web page, right?
It is a server that you can connect to.
And you just like, I like this. Put this in my shopping cart. Where you put
and you try it on your avatar. Go, oh, I look good. Look at me. And then you get it, and it's like a couple sizes too small.
For your avatar.
My avatar looks good. I don't look that good. And so I'm like, yeah, that looks great. Can I get it in 3XL? So we have that kind of stuff is going to change. I mean, comic book vending machines, I think, is a pretty interesting idea, and it's already being made. All we need now is this. I feel bad for all these small comic shops that are going to start going out of business because they don't have a cash fund of just cash sitting there to be able to pay and keep themselves afloat. Support your local comic shop, support your local small business.
That's actually where we got this haul.
If you're going to get food order it from a small business. Don't order it from the big, like the big pizza place. Find a small pizza place. Find a small Chinese restaurant. Order from the small restaurants and get it delivered. If you're going to have it delivered, support your small businesses. But, if you don't adapt, you die. And this is one of those things that where adaptation of business is going to have to, you're going to have to start thinking, how can we change our business model to reflect the times? And
Blockbuster went to Redbox.
Blockbuster didn't go to Redbox. Blockbuster got beat by Redbox.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then Redbox
the idea of Blockbuster.
Then Redbox got beat because streaming.
Well, Netflix was also doing Redbox, but Netflix moved faster and moved to something better.
And now you got all these streaming platforms. So
now
you have to learn to adapt.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mine.
Disney's like, yeah. And then they produce Mandalorian and then nothing else for months. All right.
Let's not get onto that.
All right. So thanks, guys, for everybody that's joined us tonight. I know it was more of a kind of a downer, but hopefully with positive. We want to there's positive changes that can come from this. And I hope everybody makes it through okay, small business wise. Hope you stay healthy.
Sometimes you want uppers, sometimes you want a downer.
Yep. And this time, Jay was the downer. I'm always up. And then we had a bunch of comics to go through. And so a lot of good stuff that we picked up that we like to read. And then there was some crappy comics coming out, which doesn't help anything when you produce something that nobody's going to buy. And hopefully all these comic stores are smart and only purchase those books for people that want them. Otherwise, don't get it. All right, Chip, that's just mine. Just one. All right, so thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you next time here in the long box.
On the bright side, Disney Plus didn't make bad stuff. So
okay.